Good morning, my YouTube viewers. I hope the sound is okay. I had some sound problems on my previous videos, and the reason why is because it was set where the system sound was turned on, but I've got the system sound turned off, so hopefully the sound on this video will be better. Basically, what I've done is I've been working on this for a few days, which is why I haven't made any videos, and I've let a lot of things go because I was busy working on it. But what I did was I put the Analytics Vidhaya time series problem about JetRail on Facebook Profit. And because I put it on Facebook Profit and I submitted it to Analytics Vidhaya, and I got a score of 365.96, which I guess it wasn't great, but it wasn't too bad either. And the reason why is because when I put staff models on it from somebody else's code, it was 333. So this is on like a program that I pretty much put together, and it was 365. So that's pretty good. And, because I was trying linear regression and random forest and things like that, and my scores were double that. So I wanted to do a code review and take you through what I did. This code is on my GitHub account, so you're more than welcome to go on my GitHub account and follow along with me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the problem statement. Problem statement. Welcome, Data Hacker. Congratulations on your new job. This time you are helping out unicorn investors with your data hacking skills. They will be considering making an investment in a new form of transportation, JetRail. JetRail uses jet propulsion technology to run rails and move people at a high speed. While JetRail has mastered the technology and they hold the patent for their product, the investment would only make sense if they can get more than 1 million monthly users within the next 18 months. You need to help Unicorn Ventures with the decision. They usually invest in B2C startups less than 4 years old looking for pre-Series A funding. In order to help Unicorn Ventures in their decision, you need to forecast the traffic on JetRail for the next 7 months. You are provided with traffic data of JetRail since inception in the test file. The evaluation metric is RMSE. So the first thing we did was we imported our files. These are the files that you're going to need to complete this problem. The next thing we did was we imported the train, test, and sample files. So here's your train file. It's got a time, date, ID, and account. You got your train info. Your test file has a date, time, and an ID and no count. You've got your test info. You've got the sample file. So what Analytics Vidhaya wants to see is ID number and account. So what we did was we put this on a graph, and so we're graphing the count. The next thing we did was we put it on another graph, and we have graphed the count some more. And we put it on another graph, and then what this other graph is since there were no negative values in the graph, in the count, then what you could do is you could have it in both the positive and negative side of the axis. And that's all it's doing. It's just showing both the positive and the negative side of the axis. So what we've done is we've created our features. And then the next thing we've done is we've created a data frame with features. You can see the features and the target. Your target is your count. And the next thing we've done is we've used Seaborn to plot our features in the target so you can see that. And now what we've done is I've taken ID train equals train ID and ID test equals test ID, because you're going to need that at the end of the program. And we've dropped the ID in both the train and the test. So what we have done here is we've split the date, and the reason why is because we're going to split the date so we can have a validation file, a train file, and a test file. So now what we're doing is we're setting up our validation file, so you can see the training file is in a red and the validation is in blue. And so what we've done now is you can see the train file. We've made a data frame with the train file, and we've changed the names of the columns to DS1 because that's what Facebook Profit wants to see. Facebook Profit wants to see DS and Y columns. So your DS is your date time and your Y is your target. And then the next thing we've done is we've set up our data frame with our test file, and we only have a DS. We don't have a Y. So now what we've done is we've set up our model. Our model is profit, and we fit the model. And one thing that I was reading about Facebook Profit is it was designed so that it would be fit in with sklearn. So it would be like sklearn. And it's got an API similar to sklearn's API. So now what we're going to do is we're going to predict on our validation set, and you can see we've got the DS column on the far left, and if you go far right, you've got the Y hat column, and Y hat is what we want to see. So now what we do is we plot the forecast, and you can see that the forecast that we have plotted is in blue. So you can see some more about this time series analysis. So now what we're going to do is we're going to compare the forecast to the actuals. So you can see that the training set was black, the validation set was red, and the forecast is blue. Now we check our mean squared error, which is 39800, and we check our mean absolute error, which is 167.8. And then we check our mean absolute error, which is 83.8657. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to compare our actual values against the predicted values. And what we had to do is y true equals jval.count.values, and y hat equals jval.forecast.y hat.s.int. And what we do is we create a data frame of dfval equals pd data frame actual y true predicted y pred. We create a data frame so you can compare the predicted values against the actual values, and you can see for yourself if you think it's a good program. So now what we're going to do is we're going to predict on the data set. So whereas what we previously did was we predicted on the validation set and we could check it against the actual values. Now we're predicting it on the test set, and we don't have any way to test to see if this is accurate. So we predict on the test set, and you can see DS is on the far left, and if you come over here, Y hat is on the far right. And after we've predicted on that, then what we've done is we've made a graph. And so you can see that what we have predicted on is in the blue. And then so we've plotted some more things so you can see how it fits in. And now what we do is we have to prepare our submission to submit it to Analytics with Haya. So we have to create a data frame, ID equals ID test values, and then and count is J test for cat y hat dot values. And then we create our data frame and we put it into a submission.csv file, and we download that and we submit it to Analytics with Haya. And when I submitted it to Analytics with Haya, I got a score of 365.963, which is okay, I guess. If you consider, if you look on the leaderboard, the best score was 132.22292. And I'm going to go down here to the end, to the very end, and show you the last score was in the millions or even the billions. So the score I got, wasn't the best score, but it was respectable, which is why I the video. So here we